Before we open up to viewer questions, guys, if you have viewer questions, go ahead and start shouting out to Shapcap. He's going to make a list. I think he's got some already. But I want to talk about the Mercury Star Runner real quick and do a kind of a round robin because I'm going to be honest, that ship kind of surprised me. I was really excited about it. I definitely see that as the new step up from the Cutlass Black, the freelancer. If you are looking for something a little bit bigger, more multiplayer gameplay, um, you know, I really think the Mercury Star Runner is something to look at. What do you think, Jolly?
I don't have one. I've looked at it. Like I said, when it came out in concept, I looked at it and I was turned off by the S2 weapons. When it came out in real life, it was S3s. It's a big difference for me. I have flown it around a bit during Evocati and stuff. And when it first was released out to at least Wave 1, also, I was still flying it. I like it a lot. Cargo is almost that of a Max. It's a little bit short. I haven't seen how this hidden smuggling compartment is going to work out so much.
It works great, by the way.
Works
It'd be fine,
great.
but
You put in 108 SCU of cargo first. That
Right.
goes into your main. Your last 6 things that you put in go into the secret compartment.
The little crawlways and stuff like that. It's kind of neat. It's a good overall ship. I mean, I think it's a positive about. It'll probably be a last minute purchase this weekend. I just want to figure out if I want to buy it outright or do an upgrade for something else. But I'm pretty positive on it. I really am. I would say it's easier to fly a Max because at least with the Max, I keep my 4 guns with me and I have 122 or 120 cargo, as opposed to the MSR. MSR, I've only got the pilot control guns if I'm flying it solo. So Max is an easier solo ship to fly than the MSR is. So it's something I got to weigh in.
Turn, what's your thoughts?
I like the ship. I did have it already in a pack so it's already been in my inventory for a while. It handles really well. It has a lot of functional use to it. Data running is one of the things that it's designed for. You can see it when you first walk into the ship. There are server racks everywhere. It's got a dedicated scanning room off to the side. That's going to be interesting to see what that gameplay is going to be. It's very defensible ship. You cannot. I don't see how anybody's going to be able to hijack that ship. If you know that folks are coming, you can hop down in those corridors. You can easily, if you orient yourself and take the time to learn how the twists and turns are going to be, you can defend that ship very easily. The drawback is the very end of the. You have to come in through the cargo bay, and then you have to use that elevator to get up into the main part of the ship. They should. I don't know if I don't know if there's a ladder there. It looks like there might be a ladder there.
You can jump grab.
You're
Jump
vaulting.
grab it. Okay.
Yeah, you can vault up.
That's good. It's a very detailed ship. I like the way they're going with the way that they've made the details into it. And to me it just flies and feels so much smaller than it actually is. You have to remember that she's a wide body, so you got to make sure that you give it enough room. And I have left myself short a couple of times when I'm trying to land. So again, you're not as far forward as you think you are. And just like somebody pointed out in chat, there are no escape pods. So I don't know if Crusader's taking a hit off of Drake and being able to save money or something, but there are no escape pods to it. But overall, a good ship. I look forward to playing with it more.
Okay. Josh, any thoughts on the Mercury Star Runner?
So, for a long time, I know the Connie's had a bad reputation. It's got some shield holds. It doesn't maneuver very well. And we'll see. I still believe when they say listen to the intent, not the current status. So I try to remember that. The only thing that I think even potentially redeems the Connie as being a ship to consider is that snub fighter. And I know it's not a very powerful fighter, but I think of things in terms of mission capability. And if I had to take a little ship down to a surface side of a planet, drop a rover, maybe have a little cast snub fighter, I still think that's a cool concept. How well it works, I don't know. But short of that, I think the MSR beats the Connie in pretty much every category. The cool factor category, the Millennium Star Runner category. I think it's great that you can have some cargo that isn't detectable, so you can maybe make a few extra bucks or hide some people. And the fact that it handles the way it does and the raw speed of it, it makes it more fun to fly. And I think you don't want to overlook that. Whenever I've flown the Connie or even the Freelancer Max or some of those ships, you push down on the stick because I fly with a stick, and the ship responds, and then you got to pull back, and there's just this huge delay. When I flew that ship, it does feel a little more like a fighter. It does have more of a fun factor. So, personally, after I rented it and flew it and took a look around all the little areas and everything, I feel like that's a very, very strong ship for the money in that price range.
Okay. Nom?
I love it. Actually, I didn't buy anything in the sale, but some months ago, I ended up
Somehow one fell into
melting
your
my
cart.
black, I think a rock, and I bought back and did a buyback of the MSR from last year's sale, and in
Oh.
preparation for it coming out now. So I did use a little bit. I did put a little bit of new cash in at that point, but I really like this thing. And so because the reason I did that is I went ahead and bought the black and the rock in game, and when the day comes that gets wiped, I'll buy it again in game with in-game money. I love the thing. It's not one. The one thing I don't like about it is the pilot only has 2 size 3 guns. So it's not one I would take it in any real combat without having 1 or 2 gunners in the thing.
Yep.
But it has a good amount of cargo. That was always the thing. The Cutlass for me was always on that edge of having a useful amount of cargo for doing any real cargo running when it's safe enough to do so. I personally don't like the heartburn of wondering if I'm going to lose 200K because of a game crash.
Nope. Right.
But for getting to what Josh, you were talking about the Constellation, I don't really think it's fair to really compare them because the Connie has a lot more armament. I mean, especially for the pilot. The pilot by themselves has way more damage they can deal, and with a proper gunners in that thing, and with the snubfire you mentioned, it's apples and oranges there. I don't think that's a fair comparison, really.
I'd rather take an MSR any day of the week than a Connie, though, if I had some people with me.
In its current state, I think the Connie, once they fix the elevator issues, the whole thing needs a rework in general with the nacelles snapping off and all that. But assuming things are fixed, I think they both have a role, but it's very different.
I'm just going to say this. Unless they take and make a Connie 5050 or 2051 that is a complete from the ground up, more looks like the Polaris, the Perseus, their other ships, and just completely scraps the whole design of the Connie. The Connie is a massive fail to me. I'm just going to be honest.
It is a mess. I'll agree on that. But
and I don't think you can put enough lipstick on the pig to change that.
Possibly. But getting back to the MSR though, I do love the thing. It's my new go-to, like the black was used to be for me. But also in a black by myself, I got 4 size 3s I can face forward by myself without having a gunner. Can't do that in the MSR, but I do just enjoy. It's just a fun ship to fly, especially flying down to a planet. I just love the thing. It's just
MSR
fun.
is great if you're playing with other people. Chap, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, you actually led right into it. For me, I think the MSR has some cool things, but it's not for me. A couple things I like about it. I like the interior design. I think they did a great job with all the materials and the general layout of the ship. I think is
light switches.
Pretty decent. Yeah, I like light switches. That's great. I like door switches where I can turn the sensors on and off, which means I can lock a door open or keep a door closed. Those are things I like about it. Some things I kind of scratch my head on. Why is there an elevator in the cargo hold? It doesn't. It doesn't seal. It's not an airlock. So maybe if it was an airlock, it would have some functionality there. But I mean, there's clearly a gap between the bottom of the elevator and the glass. So maybe that's a design issue. I don't know. It seems kind of useless for me. Because why would you want to vent your entire ship into the cargo bay if you had it open? Like you just can't EVA, I guess. And then The other thing is there's some theory craft on the escape pod. Some people are saying that perhaps the cockpit jettisons. That's why there's a hallway with 2 doors there. And there's a seam line along the outer hull of the ship that could indicate that the cockpit could jettison. And then there's 2 gun racks as well in the cockpit, which are good for ship defense for the pilots, but perhaps, I don't know. That's some theory craft there. Nothing official, of course, but that's 80% of Star Citizen is theory crafting.
Oh, at least, if not 90.
Right. So for me, I think the MSR is a cool ship. For me personally, I don't own one. I don't plan on owning one. We just need to see what this data running gameplay is going to be like. But that's not my style of play anyways. I'm more of a go miner kind of guy, go explore kind of guy. And, I'm not a data runner smuggler, but that's me. That's my 2 cents on it.
Oh, it reminds me of the Millennium Falcon, though. It's a good
I
little
think that's why a lot of
3-4
people
person
are,
ship.
to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's a little 3-4 person ship. If you're going to go do box missions or go do mining or rock mining or something, it's a step up from the Cutlass Black. It's got a little, with the proper crew, it's got a pretty decent defenses. I'm looking forward to it.
It's got what, 3 medium shields, I think it is.
Yes.
No. Mediums or small?
Mm,
Mediums?
no.
I don't really know off the top of my head. I'll have to go look.
I don't think it has 3. I know. I think there are medium-sized components, though. Quantum drive's medium.
Chapcap, what questions do we have this evening?
We have a couple quick questions here.
Okay.
First question for anybody who wants it. Do you think the Redeemer this is from Cobra 22. Do you think the Redeemer will be along the lines of the Hammerhead once it pops out? Or is it going to be more of a close air support kind of deal? Or what's going on there? I know it's a smaller ship.
I think
what do we think?
It's going to be unless they just, again, toss it out the window and completely redesign it from the ground up. I think it's going to be a slightly better armored Cutlass Black dropship. It's not going to be as powerful as the Valk. That would be my bet. But somewhere, more powerful than a Black, less powerful than a Valk. Basically for dropping off, probably the same number of people as a Hoplite or maybe a few more.
Okay, now I thought the rework of the Redeemer was getting rid of the troop carrying capacity.
I think it limits it down a little bit from what
It
I'm
was
seeing.
only 4 to begin with. It
Oh,
wasn't
well.
like a huge.
I thought they got rid of the seats. Didn't they get rid of the seats?
Well, the hollow model had a bunch of guns poking off of it, so
Yeah.
I don't think we know enough actually about it to theorize.
We
too
haven't
much on
seen the reworked.
But
I
I would
can
not
find
see.
it online. Oh, real quick, the Nomad is 3 small shields. Small.
Yeah. 3 Nomad is, yeah.
The
Yeah,
Nomad is.
The
I think they
answer
were
is
asking about the Star Runner.
point blank. I would not put it along the lines of Hammerhead. It is not an area fighter denial ship. It's more of a run and gun ground support, in my humble opinion.
Have to wait and see, but my guess is
Yeah.
something that kind of vaguely resembles a Valkyrie, but a much smaller size.
Yeah. All right. Next question went to me direct from McGee. MSR or Corsair. For me personally, I have a Corsair. Mostly I got it because I wanted to give it the custom name. And I think it looks kind of neat, but who knows? Maybe I'll melt it when it comes out, and we'll see. Next question for the group. How about 2 venues next time they do IAE? One on each planet or separate planets. Do you think that's a little too much? Spreads it out too
Complete waste
much?
of time.
Okay.
Yeah, keep it close together.
I suspect it's going to be at a Orison Crusader. It's probably going to be whenever. That's surely going to get released sometime next year.
The new hotness.
Yeah, I mean, just as a general rule, they go over where the new hotness is so that people want to go there and look anew and awe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the truth is that, since it came out, I've been living on Microtech. That's been my spawn point, my main base of operations for months now. So I like it there. I like it better than Area 18 or.
Yeah, I've been living in
God
Everest.
help you, Lorville.
I like Lorville. I work out there all the time.
I hate Lorville. Takes too long to get to the spaceport.
We're down to 2 questions here.
Lorville's too long? And you're working out of New Babbage?
Yeah.
Good Lord, that's the longest one there is to get to a spaceport.
Yeah. Not that bad.
15
It's
trains
worse than
later.
any of them. Oh,
What's the
it's
next
too medium,
question?
Too medium on the MSR.
This one is for Jolly Direct. It's from Captain Knuckles.
right,
What is your
Knuckles, I know your
biggest
name.
issue with the Nomad?
Oh, my biggest issue with the
Pick one.
Nomad, I would say it is the cargo capacity of it and the fact it's a pure one-person ship, not two, one.
Yep.
And that's what I don't like about it.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
And then we have a follow-up from Knuckles. How do we feel about the Prospector as a solo moneymaker ship? I know we didn't talk on it at all,
Good.
but it came
It's
up
a
when we were
great-
talking about
Very
solo
good.
mining. So
It's a great little
circle back around to
solo
it.
That's how actually I make
money
most of
maker.
my money right now because I don't trust trading.
Same
It's a little,
here.
it's a little
Yeah, 'cause you
expensive
lose
if you,
time, right?
a
That's
little
it.
expensive if you buy it out of game, but it's definitely something you can work toward to buy in game.
That's what I did actually.
I bought mine out of game, so I keep it when we go live. Because the first thing I do is put the damn helix on it and mine my
Make some
way to.
money.
Yeah, a lot of the
Maryville.
things that I plan on keeping are exactly that way. Money makers right out the gate. Shit
Yep.
that I can just hop in and go make some cash.
Right.
Go make that first 10 million.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're gonna need it.
But that does round out our questions. We didn't have any
Good.
more late ones come in, so that's all we got on the
Woohoo.
question front.
So there was a question about the size of the components on the MSR. They're
Two
medium.
medium.
Oh, did I
Yeah.
miss
They're
it?
medium. They're medium
Two
size.
medium.
2 medium generators, 2 medium coolers, 2 medium power plants.
Yeah.
Medium
Perfect.
size.
So let's just go around the horn one more time. Did you have a good Thanksgiving there, Jolly?
Yeah, it went well. Had some family over, so we were rather happy with that whole thing. And we played Catan afterwards. Some reason my daughter
I
wanted
love
to
that
play
game.
that. So.
Wow.
A lot of
Yeah.
people
I'm
are into
learning
that
it.
now. It's hot.
Gotta
Dan's
change,
hot right now.
gotta trade your wheat for your wood, man.
I know.
Nobody wants your sheep, Josh.
I have sheep
Yeah.
and I need
Nobody
wood.
wants your sheep.
Oh,
Use
wow.
sheep. Use sheep.
Wow.
But no, great
Uh,
Thanksgiving and enjoyed the expo for the week.
What about you, Trent? How was your holiday?
It was good. Just the wife and I. No family this time. My parents decided to keep a COVID bubble around their house and such. So, but I ate a lot more than I should have, and I'll be paying for it in the next few weeks. But it was good.
I also ate more than I should have, but it's been good. Josh, how was your Thanksgiving in COVID land?
Well, normally I'd be in Ohio and it would be a large gathering with a lot of people, but we stayed home, just the wife and I, and we pretty much immediately decorated, as you can see behind me. And
Yes. Huh? Strange colors. I wonder
yeah.
what you're celebrating. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
I did. If you notice here, this isn't just a Christmas tree. This is very Star Wars themes, and I have the Death Star on top.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
We went to a store.
Middle note. Next time we go somewhere, you're rooming with Darkmouth.
Yeah.
I've never bought like a decoration for my office or for myself before, really. So we actually went out to the store to pick up something. I saw this and I figured, you know what, since we're not doing a lot for the holidays, it might be nice to put something on my desk. So whatever, I bought it, I liked it, and now you've had to look at it for the last
And
hour.
and your wife just made sure you put it in
Well,
your office and not anywhere else in the
and-
house.
And I finally broke down and bought something Star Wars for the wall. So I've got one
Nice.
little Star Wars thing back here
Perfect.
on the wall.
Is
Nice.
it a
Wired.
bobblehead?
Yeah.
The Funko Pop, yeah.
Yeah, Funko Pop. They were on sale for like $2.99 on Amazon,
Well, you don't,
so I
you
grabbed
don't want to
one.
lose money by not buying it.
Well, no, but it's a
Like them
it's a
all.
cheap little thing to be sitting back there next to the absolutely wonderful 20 mic shell that Jolly sent me. So, Numidius, how about you? How was your Thanksgiving?
It was actually surprisingly good. The weeks leading up to it, we got over just my wife and I got over this whole COVID thing. I went through that, but leading up to it, my family had decided to bring food around to houses and all that, so people get a little bit of taste of Thanksgiving like we usually have without actually getting together. So we got over it, and then I actually still got to have the turkey and everything, but it was just my wife and my wife and me here together. But it had pretty much ended on a positive note.
And Chapcap, not to ask a depressing question, but how was Thanksgiving for you on home away from home?
Well, it actually was not too terrible.
Good.
I was able to get some turkey and some sides that I was able to cook. Luckily, I'm in an extended stay hotel, so I have a kitchen, as you can see behind me.
Cool.
So I was able to do some cooking. My mother, being the mom that she is, mailed me a care package
Great.
of baked goods. And then a coworker actually sent me a dessert pie randomly, from California.
Wow.
So it actually worked out pretty good. It was a bit lonely, but I chose not to travel during the pandemic, and here we are.
Great. So, guys, my family and I celebrated Thanksgiving like normal, and it was great to be able to see people. First time I've left the house except to vote since Mother's Day. So I've got out and took the wife and the little one with us. Oh, wait, my wife is telling me I left for Father's Day. My bad. First time since, other than going to vote since Father's Day. My bad. Anyhow. Want to wish you guys a absolutely wonderful Thanksgiving weekend. We've got Christmas coming up. We don't run an episode during December so that everybody is free for the holidays. And I'm proposing that we'll start back up the evening of January 16th.
Roger that.
So
Works for me.
Sweet
I think that should work for most of us,
As far as I
So,
know.
as far as you know.
Fly by the seat
So-
of pants.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But January 16th, we'll be back at the same time. And we look forward to talking to you. Hopefully, there's a bunch of new news. Obviously, if something goes crazy in the world or crazy in the world to Star Citizen, we'll be back a little early. But, we probably won't be back for December. So see you all in the verse or in the new year. So have an absolutely wonderful Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, and see you next year.
Bye-bye.
2951.
Bye, guys.
Yep.
Happy
Bye,
holidays.
guys.
Well.